Hey, lovely ladies, gorgeous gents, and crazy kids. Often I get time to think because I actually have time on my hands now. And sometimes I just deeply think to myself, and other times it's a thought process where it's like I'm really fixated and I feel the need to share it. So when I make videos like this, that's the thought process. So never expect them to be organized, edited, or anything because it's straight off my head. I haven't planned anything, scripted anything. I don't even know exactly what I want to say. I'm just hoping that I could put it in a way that makes sense. But I was just thinking, and I posted a status on all my networking sites for y'all to see that said, a lot of the times we have trouble accepting reality because we create our own fantasies and illusions. Whether it's saying like showing off that we're stronger than we are, or nothing affects us, or I'm doing me and nothing else matters, and everything like that. We just create these images of ourselves. And I just said that the sooner we wake up to reality, the better, because reality is always going to be here. And especially if a lot of us wait too long, reality is going to hit us and slap us in the face and completely drown us and consume us, and we won't even know how to deal with it. And I don't know if I can even explain where I'm coming from with that, but I'm going to try to. I feel that a lot of us create these images of ourselves, whether it's the image of the, confidence, false confidence that we have, like just any type of image or illusion that we want people to have of us, a false image that we're okay, nothing affects us, we're real this, we're real that, I'm this type of woman, I'm that type of man, but it's not really us. And a lot of us don't even know who we are because we're so used to holding up this fantasy person, this fantasy life, this image that we've built for ourselves. And a lot of us don't know how to accept reality, and especially anyone else's reality, because we don't know what it feels like to be focused and have to feel for someone else other than ourselves. Because when we build our own images and when we get fixated on I'm doing me and forget everyone else, we kind of just put ourselves in this box and we aren't free from it, and we're constricted, so we can't feel what other people are going through. And a lot of times we can't see what's going on in the world or around us. We can't see past what's going on in our lives, whether it's because of school, our jobs, like I said, that image you create that you have to uphold in front of everyone, because although you don't care what anyone thinks, you care what they see of you, because that's the image that you set for them to see, and that type of thing. And it's like a lot of the stuff that we get fixated on in our lives are just distractions from the bigger picture of life in general, because we get focused on the drama in our lives, like I said, work, school, relationships, the focus of money. We want to make this money because you need money to do everything to enjoy life these days. That's what people act like these days. And we get stuck on those things and don't see the bigger picture in life, that, there are other things going on around us. Someone else's problems and drama is probably a lot bigger and heavier than yours, just a lot is going on. The relationships that you're stressing over now, they're not going to matter because you're not even going to talk to the people in yours. And when I'm saying relationships, I'm not just saying boyfriend, girlfriend, or like I'm saying friendships and stuff too, just any type of relationship. When we sit there and stress over the people around us, when really we're losing the bigger picture of life because we're so focused on simple matters that don't even have to occur. But I feel like at the same time we all keep ourselves in these simple matters because it's something to keep ourselves consumed in. And then at the same time, we don't want to be alone, because when you are alone, you have to face more reality. When you're alone, you have more time to think to yourself. You have more time to really feel just bad energy. Everyone knows that feeling of loneliness when you're by yourself and all you can do is think and ponder, and no one wants to feel that, because when you start thinking by yourself and it's quiet and all you have is four walls around you, that's when you really start the heavy thinking, the depressing thinking, and that's what makes you come back to reality. And no one likes that feeling of feeling like they can't handle it. So we escape back to our problems. We escape back to work. We escape back to school. We escape back to just this life we've created for ourselves. That's not actually real life. It's just what we're focused on. Are you getting my drift? It's like this world we focus on that's not really the real world. It's just kind of what we created for ourselves, our own lives in this little bubble that we've created, if you want to say that, or box or whatever. I hope you're following me, because I don't know how to put this honestly in words that someone else might understand. I just know what I think. But yeah, we do that. And Jay always used to tell me to like get away from real world, what's going on around us. For it keeps us from feeling any type of way. It keeps us from feeling deep emotion or pain or anything like that. And Jay always used to tell me that a lot of people can't talk to him because they don't feel comfortable talking to him, because when he talks to them, he likes to talk about real life and make them think about real life. And in turn, they would say, "You're depressing me. You're too depressing." And anytime me and him would sit there and talk about something heavy, which was all the time, because all we do is talk about heavy topics, he always asked me, well, used to ask me, because now I can handle it better, but he used to ask me, is this too deep for you? Do we have to change the subject because it's too deep and depressing? And I would tell him, no, you're not depressing. Life is depressing. The world is depressing. Reality itself is depressing. And a lot of us just don't know how to accept that, because we would rather run to it, to our social networking sites and friends, and to our parties and to our clubs and to everything else, and not have to think about reality. So, and I completely feel what he felt then, because now that I've kind of stepped away from school, I'm not in school, I'm not employed, all I really have time to do is think. And every single day I just figure something else to focus on that's going to help me better my understanding of life in general, and other people and everything, because I personally have used to have trouble with feeling for other people, because in my life I was really protected and everything, so I never got a chance to kind of step out my box and really feel for other people, because it's a difference when you're kind to people and you're considerate to them just for the heck of it, just because you're a nice person. It's different when you feel for people, and at this point I can feel for people, and that's something I couldn't do before. But like I was saying, I understand where he was coming from, because now when I talk to my friends and people that are close to me, or as close as you can be in a relationship that's basically just surface, um, which I've found that that's a lot of things. We have a lot of surface relationships with people, and we call them our best friends and everything, but it's nothing deep about the friendship. But I won't even get into that. But yeah, having conversations with people that I care about and everything, it's like, well, anytime that I talk about something that's a bit heavier or that's just real life, all of us should be thinking about it, because it is real life. People kind of look at me differently, and their body language starts to change, and they tell me I've changed, and they just react in a way that's not pleasant, and as if they want me to just shut up because they don't really want to talk about what I'm talking about. And I think that's a huge problem, because if we never really talk about what we're deeply feeling and what's really affecting us, and these masks that we've been putting up for everyone, and if we never talk about what's going on in the world about us and all the evil and all the bad stuff, if you never talk about that, how can you truly appreciate good in life? How can you truly appreciate happiness if you don't even completely acknowledge the bad? How can you even wake up and realize every day is such a blessing if you don't fully acknowledge the bad to realize all the good that is a blessing? And I feel like the distractions in our lives and these bubbles we put ourselves in, these fantasy worlds, these illusions we have of ourselves and our lives and everything that we portray to everyone else, that's what keeps us from reality. And I feel like a lot of people are quick to say, yeah, I'm thankful for all I have. Yeah, I know that life is a blessing, this and that. But when you see everything they're caught up in, when you see what means most to them, what they treasure most, and for a lot of us, it's material things. It's our status among everyone else that matters so much to us, and no one even seems to step back and value happiness. It seems like, because there are a lot of people walking around saying, I'm paid, I'm this, I got this job, I'm in school doing this, but are you happy? Because that's something I can honestly say. I went through school, I busted my butt, I've been taking college courses since junior year. I have no desire to get my master's. People hound me about that. I've had relationships, I've seen the good or bad, I've been happy with people, blah, 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 blah. I have no desire to be in a relationship. I had an idea of one to do because I do genuinely love working with kids. Do I want to deal with the education system? It's like, if I have to deal with that, that's another, thing that I just think doesn't really help everyone. It kind of just, that's a whole nother topic, but I just don't completely agree with how that's going with that. So that, my job, like getting in that early, it's like that's not something that's gonna keep me happy in life. And at this point I feel like it's the perfect time for me to step back so I can completely understand life in its full extent and understand every blessing that I've received and understand all the blessings around us and understand all the people that stand up for good and all, like to be able to acknowledge all the good in my life and to be able to completely embrace that as well as the bad, because best believe when I'm doing all this researching and thinking, I have some of the saddest moments. And a lot of people will tell me in videos, you seem different these days, you just seem sad. And it's not that I'm sad, because I'm honestly like in a much better place than I've ever been in my life. I'm in a happier place. I'm in a more peaceful place than I've ever been. But because I've kind of dug into reality more and learned to accept reality more, reality itself, I feel like, is depressing. The whole, our lives are depressing, really. If you think about our lives, if you think about not just yours, because yours might be whoop-de-doo if you think that, but look at other people's lives. Like, I can't be completely happy in my life because I know the reality of the world, that everyone's not, and as fortunate as me, and a lot of crap is going on, and a lot of people are ignorant in ways and have no desire to gain knowledge, and a lot of people are evil, and a lot of people do bad things, and that's part of the problem with everyone else, because they sit there and say, that's them, I'ma do me, I'ma just focus on me. But that's why the world is such a crappy place, because we do so much focusing on me that we forget that other people are around us that are being affected constantly every day. And no one feels like things are important to them until it's affecting them. Even friends or whatever, you might go to them with a problem and they might say, get over it, it's good, come on, let's party, let's wipe away the worries. But as soon as it hits them, it's like, oh my goodness, the world needs to stop, my life is going to end because now I'm going through something. When you've gone through the same thing and they had no reaction to it, because it's like we can't feel. We don't know how to feel because we're wrapped up in stuff that numbs us. We're numb to everything. Numb. Because of work, school, relationships that are supposed to make us feel, make us numb, because a lot of us get stuck in relationships that we're not even happy in. But we don't want to be alone, so we just stay in that, and it numbs us more to really feeling genuine love. And I feel like I'm getting so sad and emotional even just talking about this stuff, because it's like it's even sadder for me, because it's like I feel like I'm in a good place because I realize these things, but other people don't. And like I know what it feels like to not feel at all and just to be numb to everything. And it's not a good place to be. It's not good to build these false images. It's not good to build these realities. It's not good to be stuck in these bubbles. And I just hope that when I make videos on the hair and stuff, that I'm not taking like just another distraction that's coming up. And yesterday I deleted 30 plus videos, and I'm probably going to delete more. I mean, I'm going to continue making hair videos in a certain way, and I'm going to keep up the ones that I know are going to help people. But even with the hair thing, it's like I don't want to be another distraction. I feel like a lot of girls look at it and it's another thing to distract them, and it's another thing to kind of help them build into this image they want of themselves. And not like, I feel like with the videos, a lot of people get closer to accepting themselves and everything, but at the same time a lot of people get farther away from it and build these images of who, like, looking at other people and comparing themselves and things and building them this image that's not them, it's someone else. Because so many people will say, I wish I was like this and that, because you have that and everything. And that's part of building that image that's not you. It's someone else. It's that fantasy of what you like to have or be. And I just don't want to get people closer to that. And I'm going to keep, like I said, I'm going to keep doing them and keep the ones up that I feel that should be up. because I know people genuinely gain something different and acceptance and things like that, and it helps a lot of people. But at the same time, that is something I think about, which is why I won't post hair stuff and beauty stuff crazily, because I feel like it's just another distraction. Hair and beauty, it doesn't matter, because girls are more worried about outer appearance than what we are inside. You know, we're not as gentle as we could be. We're not as kind. We're not as sweet. We're not as loving, because we've tried to muster up and be men these days, and we don't, you know, women don't know ourselves, and we look at everything we want to be and not who we really are. But that's another subject. With all that said, I think this video is long enough. This is just a lot of the stuff that was going on in my head, and I hope it's some food for thought. If anything, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying. You don't have to disagree. And anytime I post things like this, it's not, I want discussion, but it's not in a way it's like, I agree, I disagree with that type of attitude. It's more of just sharing your perspective, because that's what I'm doing right now. You know, sharing your perspective, your thoughts and everything, you know? Yeah, and that's all I want to say. Just don't get consumed in this box, everything that's going on in life, your reality, when it's not the big picture, when it's not the big reality. Because when you get consumed in that box, like I said, you just go numb, and you don't know how to accept reality. You don't know how it feels to accept reality. You don't know how it is to feel for others. You lose sight of the simple things in life that matter, the values in life that should matter, you know? So, I hope, that's not even everything I want to say, but I don't want to keep you all here forever. Anyways, yeah. Thank you to any person or any video or any documentary I've watched that's helped wake me up to reality, especially Bubba. But, yeah. Thank you for that. And that's all I want to say. So, I will see you lovely ladies, gorgeous gents, and crazy kids later. Please think about things, because that's why I make these long videos. Anyways, see you lovely ladies, gorgeous gents, and crazy kids later. Kandee loves you.